Make the ground shake.
How do you know you found the one? I don't really believe in love at first sight. Like I said, you walk around and you see an attractive girl or a guy and you're like, wow, that girl is pretty, right? So there's basically like there's an initial test. There's no such thing as the one. Okay, Tuggernaut says there's no such thing as the one. I would tend to agree with you on that, Tug. I believe that there's I would hope so anyways. Out of all the people in the world, there hopefully is many options for you, right? There's hopefully many the ones for you. I can't do air quotes. You guys can't see. I'm doing air quotes right now. Just trust me. Air quotes. There really maybe there's no such thing as like the one, but there's at least a girl that you could spend the rest of your life with. Let's say like let's just take marriage out of it, right? Like let's say like a person that you want to start a family with, a person that you want to spend every day with, a person that you want to be your lover and just your go-to, and just I think everyone should look for that in an opposite sex, or if you're gay, whatever, same sex, whatever. So let's say you want to find that person, whatever. Hopefully there's multiple options out there for you. But if you're looking for the person, there's some things that need to line up. Okay, there's some things that need to line up. First of all, they have to have a head. They should have a head first, right? They should have a head and they should have a body. If they don't have a body, dude, they're out. No, but seriously. Okay, so a couple here. I'll just start blasting things off. Couple things that have to line up for your person. Quote, I'm doing air quotes again, for your person. Couple things that have to line up. Your fundamental like kind of view of the world, in my opinion, has to line up. And what I mean on that is like, how do you see like the big ones? Religion, politics, money. Am I missing anything? Religion, politics, money. These things, your view of these things almost have to line up. And they don't even have to line up, but that you guys at least have to both be really, really mature adults in a sense that you can accept the other person's beliefs. Like these things you guys have to be okay with each other on these things. You can't talk about these things and get mad at each other. If these things come up and you guys don't see eye to eye and you get mad, sex. Yeah, Tuggernaut. Sex is another big one, actually. We'll talk about that. Fuck, I want to use my hands to talk. I feel so limited right now. I can't talk with my hands. Okay. You can see my invisible hands clapping. Okay. Sex is another one, Tuggernaut. Exactly. So, like, sex, money, religion, politics, these big topics that come up, if you talk to the person and you don't line up on them, or you can't see eye to eye, or you can't get to a place where you're okay and you can end the conversation and be in a good place, it's not going to work. Because and that that's okay. Everyone has different shit. Maybe you change your opinion so that they do line up. You should never change to line up with somebody, but if someone comes to you and has a good opinion on something and you're like, wow, that makes sense to me, you can change your belief. It's okay to change your beliefs on stuff. I'm constantly adapting mine as well. I'm constantly evolving and stuff, but these things have to line up. And so with me, like, the other thing, you guys have to be able to talk to each other, and it should be like super easy, right? Like, it should just be like you guys both have similar taste in like movies and stuff like this. I'm just speaking from experience with me and Kayla. This is how it is with me and Kayla. Like, she makes me laugh. Okay, so me, who doesn't really believe in a god, shouldn't go for a girl who is a hardcore religious. Well, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, Zeno. Exactly. It will never work out. It will never. You can think she's the most beautiful girl in the world, like, well, I'll do anything. Trust me, dude, sex only takes you so far. You have to have a connection on every level. You have to have a connection on the So let's talk. Well, we can talk about sex too. That's a whole other topic. In the sex topic, you guys have to basically almost want it the same amount. So there's some people that need to have sex. They're good with like once a day, or they're there's like freaking nymphos out there that want to have sex like all the time. So you may think that's awesome as a guy, but trust me, if you've never been with a nympho before, you don't understand that you can only, and once you're older, you know how much you can do. You know, like what your sex drive is. You may be like fucking have a sex and be good for a week. I don't know what it is for you guys, but that has to line up, because if she's a nympho and you're like good for a week, that shit ain't gonna work, right? So that's the sex one. Sex is not like it's super important. Like, well, on top of that, also you guys have to fit, right? Like, if you have a giant massive donger and she's got a tight little, it ain't gonna work, guys. I'm sorry. Like, that's just how it is. Like, you have to line up. If you've got a tiny little D and she's got like the freaking gaping ocean and you can't satisfy her, then it probably ain't gonna work, right? So like, there's, I'm making like extreme examples here. Most people will line up to some extent, but it has to work. It has to work. And that, like most people say, oh, it's all about having a big dick. It's not about having a big dick. It's about having the right size of dick. It's about having whatever fits your girl. You know what I mean? So that's one thing. That's another thing. I'm going on. There's a lot of different things, right? So, what else? Like I said, the talking thing is a big deal. You have to be able to talk to her and be cool with it nonstop. You guys have to both be super respectful, of each other's space. Some people need to be around and need contact all the time. That's not healthy, but some people need contact all the time. Some people are better off by themselves. You guys need to see eye to eye on that as well. So you guys don't have to be the same person, but the closer you guys are in personalities, the better. Dagger penetrating the Red Sea. Yeah. That's a better visual. It's starting to make sense, like these things are, your key needs to be able to work the lock. Yes, exactly. And you may not get it done right away, but like, communication is also huge. Like if both people take things too fast without finding out what the other person likes first. That's why so many relationships fail, because it's based on sex. Yeah, that's another good point, Norlina. Absolutely. Like most people think that they're in a good relationship because the sex is good. And that's only one side of the stone. That's only one side of the bed. I don't know. Trying to make references here, but I would say sex is a big part of it. It has to be there. It maybe let's say it's even half the relationship. It's still only half. Like there's still a whole nother half there that has to be what happens after sex. And sex is only, if you think about it, like on average, I would say once a day is quite often for couples. Like if they're not on honeymoon or something, like let's say once a day is your routine. What are the other 23 hours of the day where you're not, slash foreplay / whatever? What do the other 23 hours a day look like? You're sleeping for 6 of them, so there's 6. But what do the other hours of the day look like? Can you guys stand each other's company? Can you guys overcome problems? Like these are things that you'll see within a couple dates. How does the conversation go at dinner? Are you guys bored? Are you guys interested in each other? So I would say it goes like this, Zeno. First, obviously, you can't see my fingers. I hate it. So first comes the sexual attraction. That's how every relationship is going to start. You're never going to start talking to somebody because you think they're ugly. You're going to be attracted to somebody. You're going to go up to them, talk to them, find out more about them, start finding out, what are things they like? Do they like the same type of movies? Like, do you guys click on these levels? And then it's hard to find somebody that matches on all those levels. It really is. But that's why when you think about it, it's better to be an open-minded type person and not be so stuck in your ways, because it's going to open up your options to have more potential partners. If you have an open mind, and like I said, when your things have to line up, you can be the type of person who's just like okay with a lot of things, you know what I mean? Like, but when it comes down to it, you have your beliefs, and then they're gonna have their beliefs. And if you can't see eye to eye on things and overcome problems that are gonna come up, no matter how good a relationship is, there's gonna be stuff that comes up. There's gonna be something that annoys you about the person. They're gonna do something that, like, it's just how it is. No matter how much you like somebody, there's going to be those times when an argument happens, and what happens when that happens is like the key to success. Like, do you guys overcome it? Do you guys talk it out until you both feel good about the situation? If you let things build up and say, let's sweep it under the rug, and just maybe you just have sex to let it go, that shit is going to come back, dude. If you don't squash every problem that comes up, and see now, like this talk has become, instead of finding the one, it's actually talking more about how you should be as a person, how you should handle relationships. But in order for a relationship to work and for you guys to spend that much time together, for you guys to choose each other to spend the rest of your lives together, or to have a family or whatever, the trust has to be insane. There can't be jealousy. The communication has to be there. You have to be able to overcome problems together. There's a lot of things that have to happen. It sounds difficult, and it is difficult, but the better you are at doing that stuff, the better you're going to have at finding a partner. So any other questions? I hope that kind of covers it, but that's my answer to finding the one.